Yo, what's up, team? Your boy J3 is back in the building, and I got a special guest. My homie is in the building, yo. Tell him what's up, yo.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
We up in here, man. What's up, man? It's my boy Keith right here, man. We go back like wave caps and Acras and Tegras.
Oh yeah,
I had a red one, a blue
right?
one. I had a red. I had the R one, and you had the G or the.
I don't even remember. I had whichever one had. It was stick shift.
Yeah, you had the stick shift. I had the automatic. Yeah.
That's crazy.
A long time ago, man. But Sonic the Hedgehog, the film, right? When we all saw the trailers, we all knew it was.
Oh my goodness!
It was like, when we first saw it, it was like, oh, this is not what I'm about.
Yeah.
But then they changed the game. The trailer with the new looking Sonic looked very appealing. I was like, okay, well, look like they got their thing together.
Yeah.
And I immediately thought, I said, you know what? My boy Keys is the biggest Sonic fan that I know.
I keep getting that. Like, people keep hitting me up like, dude, what did you think of the movie? So I'm excited to do this.
And I said that before it even dropped.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, because I'm a Sonic fan. But you've always been a Sonic fan. I mean, when we play Smash Bros, you went straight for Sonic.
I got the Sonic tattoo.
So we're going to give you guys a spoiler-free review. And we're going to talk about this Sonic the Hedgehog, man.
Let's do it.
I like to do a thing like the good, the bad, the ugly.
Okay.
Or the good, the bad, the good, or whatever you want. But we're going to get to the good and the bad.
Okay.
Since you're a guest, man, I'd like to know, what's the good about this movie, man?
All right. Good about this movie. First off, I think we can all agree that the good is definitely the fact that they fixed the design.
Hallelujah.
I mean, when we first saw what they were passing off as Sonic, bro, I was done. Washed my hands. I was like, cool, man. I got this tattoo removed. I got to go through my house. I got to get rid of all my Sonic paraphernalia. It's done. I was like, Sega has done it again. This is like Werehog bad. That's what I was thinking.
Hey, he really looked like a washed up used base hit Sonic, bro.
Bro, he looked like Sonic. Like all the little memes you see of like the poorly drawn Sonic. That's exactly what I thought.
Is that what he calls Sonic?
Whenever you see Sonic, if someone says gotta go fast, that is that meme version of Sonic.
All right. Now I know his name.
Yeah. What about you?
All right. So I have to agree with that. That's always a good. That's always a pro. The good about this movie for me was the references.
Okay.
It made it very familiar for me. It made granted, you know, it is a kid movie, but
yeah,
I didn't feel out of the loop.
Okay.
That was.
They still had the power rings. They still had, you know, the characters that were in the games. I won't say too much. I won't say which characters, but they definitely did have that nostalgia factor.
Yeah, we're gonna hold that in. No, you're totally right, and it was just how they really put it together, you know, and once I'm about to go Sonic, I'm about to get into it. So
okay.
Stop me. But one of the main things about this movie that I really enjoyed was the story. Okay. They gave Sonic depth. Yeah. Depth that I didn't know. Well, we know he has comic books. We know he has, you know, mytho, but they gave the audience for the first time an actual depth without me have to search for it. Okay. And I really dug that. I dug the beginning of it. I understood it. And they gave Sonic something we've never seen Sonic have. Emotions and feelings. Yeah. This is a video game we're talking about, y'all. Yeah. And we got a chance to experience that. I really like that one right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I did enjoy the like kind of like lighthearted feel the movie had, and it was definitely a, you know, like building a story, but it kind of had elements of not necessarily coming of age, but those moments where you watch each character progress from start to finish. So you know, Sonic in the beginning versus who he is at the end when he kind of has that moment. It's so hard not to do a spoiler thing, but I'm not gonna say too much. But it's hard to kind of see him, or it was fun to see him start off, you know, on his home planet. You know, you guys saw Baby Sonic in the trailers. I'm not spoiling anything for you. But he was very cute. He was very cute. That was another pro pro of the movie was Baby Sonic. But to see Baby Sonic and the stuff that he kind of, dealt with growing up into the Sonic that we get in the movie, and then seeing where he progresses past that, it was kind of that same like Wreck-It Ralph feeling. You know what I mean? Like when you watch,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. Where you watch Wreck-It Ralph Part 1 and you just think like, man, how are they going to take this character in this direction? What direction is this movie going to go in? And so, like you said, with the video games, you don't really know the backstory Sonic has, and there's some backstory and stuff that you get from the comics and from the TV shows and stuff, which I'm gonna go into a little later with our next part. But it was kind of fun to see Sonic, grow up in a sense.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I'm a big Jim Carrey fan.
Okay.
Jim Carrey's always been a pro for me for this movie. I said if Jim Carrey picked this script up, I don't think it's gonna be bad.
Okay.
It might look bad because what they showed it was like, oh god damn.
Yeah.
And then he was skinny and it was like, what are they doing? But Jim Carrey being in this movie was literally, to me, watching Ace Ventura fused with The Mask, fused with Cable Guy.
Okay.
I got it, and sprinkle a little living color on that. I got a chance to experience all these epic characters that I grew up with Jim Carrey in one character, Dr. Robotnik / Eggman. And I really enjoyed seeing him on screen. He was, I don't want to spoil it, but just for you guys to take, when you guys watch it, make sure you remember this right here. He's going to spit the hardest bar you ever heard in any comic book, any cartoon, any video game, movie ever. And it was so cold. You know the bar I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I was like, God, hey, that was cold, bruh. He was Dr. Robotnik. They gave Dr. Robotnik depth.
Dr. Flobotnik.
Bruh.
Patent that right now.
He was the man. He was cocky. He had the brain. He knew what he wanted. He was beating up on the henchmen and stuff. Like, he was the man.
Yeah.
Did you catch... it's a lot of Easter eggs in it. I don't want to spoil it. But they really brought Dr. Robotnik to life. And they showed us why he's Dr. Robotnik. And they were able to really show us it's not real rivalry. I think rivalry is more Sonic and Shadow. But the villain versus the hero. And they showed us the beginning of that. And y'all know I'm a big origin fan. And this was a good origin for Sonic the Hedgehog, man. Straight up. I dug it. I dug it, man. I dug that one. What else you got, G?
For me, man, just the call-outs were good. I thought the cast, for the most part, did a really good job bringing the characters to life. The story was told in a good way. Yeah.
Music was popping.
Yeah. Dude.
Music was popping.
Does music count as a spoiler? I feel like no, right?
No. It's music.
There's this one scene towards the end where they come in with this like jazzy like da-na-na-na-na, and I was just like, man, I need this soundtrack right now.
Yeah.
I need this soundtrack.
I think Junkie XL did the music.
Okay.
Well, I think they said that. Somebody told me Junkie. I think he did it. Let's get into the bad. Let's talk about the bad, man. Let me go first on this one because you're the biggest Sonic fan, so I know you're gonna critique it to the
Do
most.
it.
It's about to get good. All right, the bad of this movie, hands down, is obviously some of the CG. Sonic, you can tell they couldn't put all the money because they effed up the first time on Sonic, so the CG was kind of like, I see the problem, but I being into this film industry, learning the movies and I'm always in it. I know why. Yeah. So I'm going to step back on it a little bit. I'm not going to roast it. But the CG was kind of bad on certain shots. I didn't like... It's not that I didn't like Ben Schwartz. Or how you say his name last name? Schwartz, right?
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't like Ben Schwartz. But I'm a big Jaleel White fan. And I felt that Sonic's voice was lacking swag. When Sonic say chili dog, it gotta mean something.
Yeah, man.
And I felt that Ben, he did a good job. Granted, he did a good job, but I think that it would have been better if they had brought Jaleel White in to do that voice, because he just to me it felt like Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool. just a job. It was no. He didn't really have a passion on that voice.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it's just a job. Hey, this is what you want? Is this what I sound like? This is how it worked? And it was like, damn, man. But when Jaleel White did it, he was using his normal voice. He was just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it felt organic. It just didn't feel right with the voice. I'm just gonna stop right there. Go ahead, man.
Nah, man. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. My points for what I did and didn't like about the movie are based a little bit more in nostalgia and growing up as a Sonic fan and knowing a lot of the backstories and watching Jaleel White and playing the video games where they did have voice actors and personalities. So I'm not gonna go too hard on it. I think my cons are more of they weren't the things that I liked about Sonic growing up, but I understand that this is a new thing that they're gonna do with this current generation. But like the voice acting for me with Ben Schwartz, like you said, the thing you hit on the head that was perfect was swag. Sonic, when I was growing up, had swag. He was just the right amount of arrogant because he's the fastest hedgehog alive. There's no one faster than him. So he would talk about chili dogs. You think about the opening scene of Sonic Adventure 2 where he busts out of the helicopter and he's just like, all right, y'all, I'm out. Can't nobody stop me. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. This didn't have that. Sonic was very goofy in this movie. Sonic was just as much comedic relief as Robotnik was. And there was little moments that I thought were hilarious. And, you know, there's things that happen in the beginning of the speeding, and I'm going to spoil this because it's not anything that gives away to the story. But there's one moment where Sonic is running back and forth past the speedometer. Trying to see how fast he's going. And he's peeking in the background like, shit, like I can go faster. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm...
No, you good.
And those are things where I can see Sonic totally doing that. But then there's other moments where, and it's all rooted in the backstory that they're trying to give him. That he's in this place where he's out of place, so he can't really play off of people. So he has to be the funny man, the straight guy, all of these things at the same time. So for me, I felt like I would have loved him to be a little more of that, like that swag, that like kind of arrogant, like
make him cool.
Make him cool, exactly, cool. Sonic's slogan was way past cool. This to me didn't have that way past cool aspect. The other thing, and again, this is all just based on the Robotnik I grew up with. Jim Carrey to me was Jim Carrey, and like you said, he was the Mask, he was Ace Ventura, he was I forget who else you name.
The Cable Guy.
The Cable Guy. But Robotnik, when I was growing up, he was an evil genius who was constantly trying to be 10 steps ahead of everybody. So he was just very like, yes, like I will crush him. He wasn't this high energy, like making jokes, fighting with people. He would crush a robot if it got out of line. But he was more of this in the shadows, like behind the scenes, big grand scheme kind of guy. And I don't know if that's what they're going to do, with whatever they decide to do in the future. But, I was hoping more of that, like, just big evil presence. Where I felt like this dude was just that guy that you see somewhere and he's crazy. And everybody still kind of approached him like that. Like, who is this guy? This dude's weird. And they played off of the genius aspect, but to me, there wasn't that villainy. Like, if Sonic was a TV show right now, I would expect Robotnik to be the dude that in the first episode, we don't even see his face. And he's just like...
The claw,
exactly. The claw, or think of Thanos, where the first time you saw Thanos, he was revealed as like the puppet master behind the scenes, just like, get this done. Like, no questions about it. So I would have loved for Robotnik to kind of have that feel where the whole movie, you kind of don't really get that reveal, and then boom, there's this dude. Like, maybe the robots could have been the center of attention where all these robots are coming out of nowhere, but no one knows who's sending the robots out. But then at that point, they're like, well, why do we even have Jim Carrey? So I kind of understand that. But that's just my rant, my like, I grew up watching it. So
it's a personal,
exactly.
Yeah,
but I totally understand that this is its own universe. You know what I mean? The stories that were told were different, so they may not be going for that same feel. They may be creating a whole new Robotnik. So I kind of watched it with that perspective.
And you're right about that. But I also looked at it as this, like you said before, it's a kid. It's a dude. Exactly. It's a new thing. And they don't build kids like they used to. Straight up. You would have gave me that dark, that Dr. Robotnik kids would have been terrified, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Jim Carrey can get dark,
dude. If you watch Sonic Underground or the Saturday morning cartoon of Sonic, Robotnik was out here killing people. He was turning people and animals into robots. He wasn't, you know what I mean? Like
out of the Dr. Monroe and Joe,
right? He was taking lives, and he was menacing, and he was crazy, and that's the Robotnik that I grew up on, you know. And so that was kind of what I was going in there hoping to expect. But the thing is that in the trailers, I already knew that wasn't going to be what we got, because the first trailer was Robotnik going on his speech about how he's smarter than everybody, and I was like, oh, this is it felt like Jim Carrey's the Grinch. You know what I mean? I felt like I was getting Holiday Hoobie Buddy. You know what I mean? Like just that fast talking, throwing lines out in a very funny way, and that's what it was.
You right. And I can't even argue with that. That is it. But that's one of the things that I liked about the movie.
Yeah.
Because they don't build kids like they used to. Man.
Yeah.
When we were younger, shows got dark.
Yeah.
And now shows are much lighter. Because I even watched the Sonic Boom, or what is it called? Sonic, something like that. The
Sonic Boom on Nickelodeon?
Yeah. And it's nothing like what we used to watch. No. Like they were playing soccer and shit.
Right. Knuckles is an airhead. And Robotnik spends half the time chasing his own tail. So yeah, man.
Like Knuckles was a badass.
He was.
Knuckles was like, "Yo, let's go. I'll kill you. Mm-hmm. Give me them gems."
Mm-hmm. I'm like, they made him buffer. Man, we about to on a tangent.
They did. They did. They out of all the mediums.
Yeah.
No, I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't want to ruin. Well, it's not ruining it, but the only character from the video games and the shows that I think they gave the most depth to is Tails. Like they made him better.
Yeah.
Tails used to be like a baby. He'd be crying and shit. Now he's more into it. But that's all you got for the bad.
That's all I got for the bad, man. Like I said,
Batman.
The acting was a little stiff at times, where it felt like they were trying so hard to deliver certain things.
Yeah.
It honestly, that stuff just kind of came off as a over the top kids movie. So I really didn't look at it as a negative. It just was, when you watch this movie, it's a movie for me personally that you take your kids to see, that you go with friends to see if you're not like a huge like Sonic nerd and you are looking at it from all the, like, I don't want anybody to be like, oh, this dude is like the Star Wars dude. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed it for what it was, but to me, it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't a bad movie. It was a movie that when I watched it, I didn't feel like I wasted money on it. But I also kind of felt remiss that I didn't have kids or someone with me to watch them enjoy it, to pass down that legacy. Gotcha. I feel like it's a movie that as a Sonic fan, you know, at this age, it's a movie that I would have wanted my kids to watch as like a legacy thing. But I understand that I may have outgrown certain parts of the series.
Bingo.
Like when Sonic Colors and certain games come out, and I'm like, oh, this isn't the traditional Sonic that I grew up on, but I can see why people like it. Mm-hmm. I kind of watch it with those eyes.
It's respect to the game.
Yeah.
It's respect to the thing. All right, before we get in this grade, man, I like to just, freelance on this one.
Okay.
You just talk anything you want to talk about the movie, what you like, what you hated, you just put it all together. This movie, to me, felt like the perfect family film.
Okay.
It made me feel like a perfect family film because, like you said before, I can watch this with my kids and not be bored out my mind.
Yeah.
I can and the Easter eggs, the jokes, the subtle moments was very familiar. I'm getting certain jokes. I love movies like this because Teen Titan Go did this at the theater, or the movie one. They would give grown-up jokes. Okay. Kids will laugh but don't know what you're talking about. I like that. Very clever in the writing. The writing was really good. Jeff Flower, I think, directed this movie. He did a good job capturing Sonic, doing what Sonic does best. I like little things they did with the mytho of it. I like how they changed the idea of coins. They made things make sense in our reality. And they did it in such a professional manner where it wasn't choppy and retarded. Like, that's dumb. They explained it. It was it was, the script explained the movie very well for the youngest audience members. Yeah. Kids can get this movie. And I think that's why they didn't really make Dr. Robotnik so dark. Because because they don't build kids like they used to, and it was easy for anybody to understand it.
Yeah.
And as fans, granted, we want the hard stuff because we already paid our dues.
Mm-hmm.
But this is an introduction.
Yeah.
And I think with all that we watched, I think this is going to get to another level.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get dark.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to get. I think this movie will eventually get very dark because it's going to get. If it doesn't, it's going to be corny.
Yeah.
And it's going to lose its thunder.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I enjoyed the acting. I love the scenes with Sonic. Jim Carrey, phenomenal to me, man. There's nothing he hasn't done that I haven't liked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when he was in Kick-Ass, I can't believe he said he didn't like that movie. Like, no, he was like the best part. Like, Jim Carrey is just that dude. He's a great actor. Been following this guy since I was 4. So, just seeing them come together with Sonic, I just had a good time watching it. The audience was vibrant, bro. They were clapping. Yeah. We all got and granted, I saw it, on Friday, so everybody was there. Not necessarily was all fans, but it was kids, it was grown-ups, they were fans, and everybody clapped, everybody laughed at the same time. We all were in the same boat with this movie. Really enjoyed it, man. I thought it was a good movie, and I'm gonna let you go. I liked his running. He did it better than Quicksilver.
Yeah.
He got stuff done. When that slow motion hit, stuff was done. All that hidden fish thing, nah. Sonic was getting stuff done, and I liked it, man. He should have had Jordans on though. I wouldn't mess with the Pumas, but yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're on the same page with a lot of it. Feel good family movie of the year based on the video game IP. I went into this movie just thinking like we weren't gonna get another Super Mario Brothers, so you're good. You know what I mean? There was no way we were gonna repeat Super Mario Bros. The movie from the 90s. If you haven't seen it, you should probably not watch it. Just watch all the YouTube videos of people explaining why it was a bad movie.
Yeah, it was bad.
But I was like, we're not going to get that movie. They fixed Sonic. So I feel like, maybe that old Sonic, the old animation of Sonic was just to kind of ease us into this one. So it's like, cool, we'll distract them. So that way they'll go into this loving it. And I think they did a good job. You know what I mean? Like I said, I watched the movie. I didn't feel like I needed to walk out. Like I walked out on Avatar Last Airbender within 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Was it the that got you?
No, it was when they got to Momo, and Momo looked like he was made on somebody's Windows Vista PC. And there was movies like Transformers where they could make all these little intricate like parts move, and then you got this. I was like, don't do me like that.
I walked down when you called him
bro. I made it at least till they got to Momo. I said I'm gonna fight through this, but look, man, I'm not even gonna open any old wounds right now. Yeah, it was a good movie. Sonic is funny. Sonic is hilarious. This scene was also in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. But the scene with the turtle, where he's
that all right, yeah, that was
the scene with the turtle
was effed up, man.
And just the way they incorporated the robots. They still stayed true to Dr. Robotnik. He still was the technological like monster that he is.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I feel like even the secondary characters had some depth and they added something to the story and they moved things along. And yeah, man, I really don't have much to complain about.
It's really not that type of movie.
No,
yeah.
No, I mean, it is definitely up there with a lot of the movies that have come out recently that are good movies, and they come from a place where the people that made the movie believed and loved the IP, and they did it well. Where it's like, hey, there's so many movies that promise sequels, and I don't see them happening. But I think this one for sure is going to have a sequel. I don't think we've seen the last Sonic movie.
The way this movie ended, it better have a goddamn sequel, and that's just the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold, but real shit, it needs to have a freaking sequel because that was probably. It's no spoiler. Just go watch the movie, but. The way that movie ended,
I didn't see it coming.
Had everybody chilling like yo.
I stayed and I stayed. Y'all realize every movie nowadays stay until the credits are over.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
I stayed like, is this movie gonna have an after credit scene? What's gonna happen? And then it happened, and I was like,
oh shit!
I saw what was happening, and I was like, who are they gonna introduce? And then when they introduced him, I was like, I was like, okay. So many movies are made nowadays where they wait so long to introduce the characters that you know you want to see. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of movies nowadays go 2, 3, 4 movies, and they finally introduce somebody who was canon to that main series all along. This one is like, nah, we're bringing them to you
right now. That's the MCU stuff, man.
Yeah.
Waiting so long.
Yeah.
Where Dr. Doom at?
Yeah. They're like, nah, we're bringing them to you now. So that gives you guys something to look forward to. I definitely know y'all gonna love that end credit scene.
And the audience loved it. Before we give it a grade.
Mm-hmm. What is our grading scale?
A, B, C.
Okay.
D,
okay.
F, G. No. F, A to F.
I know we were getting like a 1 out of 200 or.
No, it's just a normal
okay.
A. Just A plus, that jazz.
Okay.
It's easy for them to really digest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, A. But, the way they handled it with this end credit,
mm-hmm.
I wanted to know, what do you think? For a video game movie,
mm-hmm.
with this movie really had all the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It had all the pieces. It had the beginning and the end credit. It had everything you needed. And probably one of the first, I think the first video game movie to have the whole formula.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think this video game is ranked? Like video game movie.
Mm-hmm.
Does it go in I'll make it even easier. Does it go in a pot of the curses still exist? Or does it go in a pot of the curse is broken? Because video game movies get the bad rap.
Video game movies definitely get the bad rap. I think video game movies have the curse of when you have an IP that's loved. When you have something that a fan base already exists, companies will find the easiest way to just manipulate that fan base and be like, hey, we can make this, it can be whatever it is, and people will come watch it. I.e. the Mario Bros. Movie. People went to see that movie because Mario Bros. Was a known and loved IP. But what I think about this movie, I think this movie definitely, if it doesn't break the curse, it's towards that process of starting to lift it. It's one of the first video game movies that I've seen where I didn't leave just going like, y'all took my childhood, y'all put it in the backseat of a van, and y'all beat the shit out of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like this movie did things really well where they paid homage. They paid him in good ways, and they kept the main basis of Sonic. He was fast. It wasn't like they brought him into the real world. He was slow. You know what I mean? He's Sonic at coffee shops. He's a hacker or something like that. You know what I mean?
Some Hollywood stuff.
Right?
Let's make him fast in the movie.
Yeah. They kept the main, antagonist-protagonist relationship between him and Dr. Robotnik. Like I said, they kept Dr. Robotnik with his robots. They didn't try to find some creative, modern way of, this Dr. Robotnik is he's against pollution, so he doesn't use robots. Like, no, they kept him the same Dr. Robotnik.
That's the shit they
you know what I mean? There was no weird spin to try to be like, we're bringing him into the modern world. They found a way to bring him into the modern world and make him not suck. Yeah. He was still fast. He, was still this playful, Sonic the Hedgehog type character. And everything worked out. Everything worked out.
All right. I'm going to say I think it broke the curse officially because now they know what to do. Stick to the goddamn board. Stick to what was written and stop trying to change shit around like they did in Mario Brothers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And what was the game board? Dungeons and Dragons. Just doing too much. Just don't do it. All right, let's give this movie a grade.
All right.
We've been here for a minute. What do you give Sonic the Hedgehog the movie?
I give Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, I give it a B+.
B+, solid.
Mm-hmm.
I've been racking my brain all day on this grade.
Okay.
Because I understand the movie, I understand the purpose, and I get everything on Paramount how they get down. I get it. I understand it. But I had so much fun watching this movie. You can always nitpick stuff, but I had so much fun watching the movie.
Yeah.
If I catch myself smiling like I'm at Price is Right or something, trying to get picked, and I'm watching a movie, then I know I got something good.
That's the best explanation I've heard. Like who doesn't like to be picked on Price is Right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, yo, like I'm sitting here like, this is crazy. Look at this. I'm sitting next to this lady and I'm sitting next to this older dude, and I just got off of work and I'm not sleepy.
Yeah.
I'm sleepy, but I'm not sleeping. I'm watching it. I'm enjoying this movie. I'm seeing Sonic. Granted, yeah, some of the stuff is a little whack. The music was just so refreshing. It was dope. How they remixed some of the original soundtrack. I can't wait if they do a part 2, bro. Yeah. Man, it's about to go down. But it was just so fun. And what was really the icing on the cake was once you finish watching the movie and everybody's waiting, and then they give you what you want. Yeah. And you're like, oh shit. Yeah. This is alright. With that said, I recommend everyone go watch this movie. You can watch it by yourself, you can watch it with your family. Kids will love it, parents will love it, watching it with their kids. You won't like it. It's a good movie. It's better than what everybody thought it is. I'm gonna top you one. I'm gonna give this movie an A-. Okay. I really enjoyed this movie. A- film, good story, acting's cool, music was dope as hell, visuals were cool, the ones they didn't have to change over. Right. Yeah, all the stuff with like when Sonic was hitting things, that shit looked tight. It's the stuff when he's like there, like it just looked terrible, but really was good, and I think it officially lifted that curse because the Pikachu movie, Detective Pikachu, really wasn't that bad. No, Detective Pikachu was. It's like, yo,
man, we gotta do one on that at some point, man.
It was like, yo, okay, I'll take it.
I was surprised. I went into that movie again skeptical, and walked out of that movie like, hey, that to me, okay, so I think that movie to me lifted the curse.
That lifted the curse.
I think that one lifted the curse, and this one is the next in that line of succession where we can only go up from here. Yeah, it's kind of like we talked about earlier, you know, with the MCU. We've had superhero movies before the MCU. Yeah, we don't talk about some of them.
Yeah, thank God.
Right, but now that the MCU is here, it's kind of forcing everybody to step their game up. That's what I feel like Detective Pikachu was, and that's where I feel like Sonic is the next successor in that. And I think they're building a Sega universe. That little Marvel opening that they did.
We gotta do a video. Bro.
The little Marvel opening they did with all the Sega IPs.
Shinobi's coming.
Right,
bro.
Shinobi, Kid Chameleon.
Go next. Dude. What is it? Toe Jam Earl.
Right.
Earthworm Jim.
All of them.
Bro, they coming.
I'm excited.
I can't.
I'm excited. This is a nerd's dream right now. To have the MCU and then we're about to have a video game, a VGU.
It seems even better to me than the comic book world right now. Right. Because me and my boys talking about this, but we might get a Smash Brothers movie, and because
don't do me like that.
Because
man.
I'm just being honest.
Don't get my hopes up like that.
Nintendo just sat there, bro, and said, Sonic is actually good. Yes, it is.
If we got a Smash Bros. Movie,
it can happen.
I'm done.
Sonic already opened the door. What did Sonic do with the coins?
Happy.
What did Sonic do with them coins? There's no limit.
That's true. That's true.
There's no limit.
Man, you got me sitting up in my seat right now. All right, y'all.
I need that Star Fox movie. I need this. Bruh, Star Fox. All right.
You blowing my mind right now.
All right.
A Star Fox movie. Bro, can I be the voice of Falco? I want to be. Falco has that swag. I hope they at least give the swag that I wanted Sonic to have. Falco has that swag. Yes. Do not take that swag from Falco.
He has to have it.
He has to have it.
He has to tell that freaking Fox, shut up.
Right?
I
prefer the air. Like, that swag is like, you got your thing, I'll be up here. I'm down. I want a Star Fox. I want a Star Fox movie, Smash Bros. Movie. We already got Pikachu.
It's already there. And they're making Metal Gear Solid. Can you imagine taking live action and this and this all has to be done because of this hand that wants to play with the video games? Pokemon,
you got
bro.
My mind going right now.
They already said, look, we are going somewhere else. All right, man. That's the review. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is my boy Keith in the building, man. Check him out on Twitch. Go and plug your Twitch channel, man.
Twitch.tv/JustKeezus. We play Smash Bros. We play Mario Maker. We play Apex. We play it all, man.
Yeah. I'm proud of you on that, man. I'm glad you did it. You went and started your Twitch, man. That's what's up. Thank you for coming, and I'm pretty sure my subscribers enjoyed you, man. You had great insight on this review, and I enjoyed it, man. Real Sonic fan right here, man. Number 1 right there.
Sonic tattoo. I don't know if y'all can see it.
Yeah, that's his thing, man. You guys know who I am. I'm J3. If you're new to the channel, push the subscribe button, thumbs the video up, and do not forget to share Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And we out.
Peace.